Let yourself go ahead and make, we made it. We made it to another day. Here we are all together. Let's just make those. For me, it really is every day. I'm still so grateful to be here. I'm grateful to have the opportunity to connect. And so, yeah, ah, I was thinking to do a bunch of love scoops today. And here's what I had in mind. So, those of you who want to go ahead and stand, uh, if that works for you, because I realize that we give a lot of attention through our head, but when was the last time you did love scoops with your head? So I want you to gather up a bunch of love and give it to your head. Like I love scalp massages, but do I ever give them to myself? No. So scooping up and then touching your face, bringing love to the back of your neck where most of us get so tight. So love scoops to your head. Mm. And then I would like you to give love scoops right to your heart, gathering up love around you and bringing it to your heart. And then what we usually forget with that is that we back ourselves up at the heart area. That's where you really give yourself a gotcha. So I want you to give love scoops to your back as well, the back of your heart. You could even scoop front of your heart, back of your heart at the same time. And are you letting the love seep in? I get so involved in doing my gymnastics that I go, oh, wait a minute, I'm actually receiving here too. So we've got head, we've got heart, and then belly. So many of us make our bellies wrong. So giving love, big love scoops to your belly. I remember as a kid, and particularly as a teenager, learning how to suck it in so that nobody would know that I actually had a belly. So how about letting your belly hang out like you're a 3-year-old? You're going, here's my belly, and giving yourself big love scoops to your belly and all of the great things that your belly does for you. And then the back of your belly is where all of your movement comes from. So giving yourself love for that base that holds you and allows you to move in all these different directions. And then gathering in some love, there's plenty. You're right here in the big love reservoir. There's plenty. And I want you to give it to your feet. Your feet that most of us do never think of. And they're carrying us around and allowing us to stand, allowing us to be in the world. So love scoops to your feet. It's kind of like there's that nursery rhyme of head, belly, but you can give love scoops. So just take a moment and notice how that was to just give yourself a bunch of love scoops and notice if there's any place else. My feet are going, hey, you kind of shortchanged me a little bit. So while I'm sitting here, I'm going to give some love scoops to the bottom of my feet. Feeling any place in your body that wants more love scoops. So what I feel when I do that is just a kind of easy settling. An easy out breath. In fact, notice if it's opened your out breath even more and giving you more of an in breath to receive. So in that, I feel much more now of okay, now I'm ready to notice what's going on around me. So letting your loop of awareness, for those of you who might be new, we do love scoops and loop of awareness. And I keep learning more and more about the value of the loop of awareness and the research that lets us know that when we shift our attention, it makes life more effective in just all kinds of ways. And so I'd like you to notice from which area are you letting yourself shift your attention? So I'm feeling wanting to do that from my heart today. So we usually are from head, and that's just fine. So head or heart or belly or feet. In fact, I want to invite you just to shake things up here. What would it be like to let your attention move out into the world from your feet? So that might be just like, how is it, how do we do that? It was just reminding me of something that I read yesterday about the bumblebee. There was this great picture of the bumblebee, and then there was this little excerpt about the science of the bumblebee, which is that it's supposed to be impossible for a bumblebee to fly. You know, if you just look at all the stats and the aerodynamics, and then they say, but fortunately, the bumblebee doesn't know that. So, what if you didn't know that it was okay to have attention come from your feet? So, I realized when I would let attention come from my feet, my toes start wiggling, and I can feel that wiggle coming up my body. And I get curious. It's like, "Oh, what's going on? What's going on?" And so, how about letting your what's going on move out into the world? And just notice how it is for you to give attention with that, ooh, what's going on? What's going on? So I find that when I do that, I have more of a scanning attention. I'm not landing on something. You know, the contrast to that is everybody pay attention. Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, I got kind of stiff and narrow and yes, exactly. And so now let yourself give love scoops to your feet again, and imagine letting your attention come from your feet. So that for me, it's that underneath scooping that just gives me a broad sense of, wow, look at this big world, and I get to be in it. And then give that same kind of curious attention to you, letting attention come back to you. So for me, wiggling and feet go together. And when I wiggle my toes, I got to wiggle my fingers. Do any of the rest of you notice that? Like those two go together. And when I, for example, come up to my belly, what would it be like to let your attention come from your belly? So I can feel myself dropping down, and when I come from my belly, I can feel this deep kind of settling in my belly and a sense of welcoming, like it's okay for you to be here. There's plenty of space. So imagine your attention going out in a welcoming sense and then coming back and welcoming, especially welcoming anything in your belly that you tend to make want to go away. Could be feelings, it could be a sense of there's never enough. You know, there could be old memories of, my mother. I was just remembering my mother when I was very little. I did that poem about I'm a little teapot, short and stout, and she would always laugh. And it wasn't until I got older that I really understood that she did think that I was a little teapot, short and fat. So those, things that may still be in there that I just want a little love scoop. We carry so much in our belly, and our bellies actually also are our first connection, viable connection with the world. So through your belly button. So let yourself do a few love scoops right on your navel. Just seeing if there's anything right there that wants to be loved. And then many of us are used to letting attention come from our heart. But what if you let it come from your heart with no expectation? Just letting a heart flag go whoosh out into the world, and then bringing your heart attention back to you. I was just thinking about the pejorative bleeding heart. And what if we could love from our hearts and refill our hearts? That's what loop of awareness will do, is will give you attention also. So let yourself find, which of those, your head, your heart, your belly, your feet, when you were shifting your attention, gave you the most enjoyment, gave you the most pleasant sense of refueling yourself. And that might be one that you want to focus on this week, and letting that energy permeate your body. And the sense of love scoops and then loop of awareness, making sure that you actually let it land. So we spend a lot of our time in limbo, sort of an in-between world. So find someplace new out there that you can let your attention land, someplace that you haven't let it land before. So I'm going out to just beneath the oak tree in our front yard and letting my attention land there. And I'm noticing these lovely shades of sun and shade that are kind of dancing with each other. And then bring your attention, your awareness back to you, and see if there's something going on in your body that you would like to give attention to. Like I'm noticing just below my waist in my back, it's kind of at the top of my sacrum. It's going, I'd like a little, excuse me, like a little bit. So I'm actually give some love scoops to that area. So attention and love scoops can dance together. And what I realized too, that my body is asking for, is a pause. So we often treat ourselves as, like, okay, I'm going to take you in for your loops and scoops today and get you all fixed up, get your oil changed, get you all filled up. Okay, off you go. Rather than, I can get a viable new presence. That pause is so refreshing. I find the pause wants to come on the out breath, and that my out breath actually expands. So we have a kind of a little, I'm thinking of a waltz rhythm, so that I have the attention out, attention in, pause. Waltz rhythm is one of my favorites. And I think that humans feel so celebratory with waltz rhythm. It also is very effective for those of you who are golfers. The waltz rhythm will make your swing much more effective. So go pause. Whoosh. So let yourself play for for a minute with attention out, attention in, pause. So for me, the main effect of our being together is really incorporating that deep pause that then allows action that's easeful. So attention out, attention in, pause. And see if that pause comes all the way down through your feet. So let the pause come from head to heart to belly to feet. And that could be a rhythm for you for the next week. So I'm now going to take a look at our Presence Connect play and see what combo we've got coming up for today. I love this one. So I love benign surprises. And I think that most people like, oh, a surprise, oh, a surprise. So that's part of how we've arranged the Presence Connect Play app, is that you get a surprise. You get a different combination of them, and you can have a little gift for yourself of playing with these. So presence is notice your breath with hmm, hmm. So when your attention out, attention in, pause, that would be a great place to notice your breath. And when you add a the opens up your curiosity. So anytime you're getting caught in "nyeh," or criticizing yourself or the world, that will create curiosity for you right away. And then connect is to see others as allies. So, one thing that you could add to your attention out is choosing to see others as allies, as companions on the road. And see if you'd be willing to do that on your attention out, seeing others as your allies, as on your team. And then, in fact, we're all on the same team. And then play, oh, one of my favorites, new choice. So, what we mean by that is just make a new choice. So, you can apply that to almost anything. So, making a new choice could be making a new choice about how you're sitting or about how you're moving, making a new choice about how you're moving, making a new choice about your breath. I like to make a new choice, particularly about something I've been doing over and over and over again, and it hasn't changed. So, making a new choice with a pattern of yours. So, choose something right now that you've been kind of grinding on, trying to make your way through it, and just make one new choice about it. Just any new choice. When I do this with people, when we're playing with commitment and people are moving across the floor, and I ask them to just change one way, one thing about the way you're moving, it changes everything. So don't underestimate. Let yourself really value the changes that can happen in your life by making just one choice, one new choice. Not the whole thing, not solving the whole thing, just one new choice. So those are some, I think, great new Presence Connect play. And what I'm really interested in is having a world that operates through Presence Connect play. And so I want to invite you all to join me in that too. And you can have a great time while you're sharing this around in the world. That when I do Presence Connect play, I then am sourcing joy. And I want you to try that out and see what you're sourcing when you are operating more in Presence Connect play. So thank you so much for being with us in the community today. And I'm going to take my leave now, and you're totally welcome to stay and converse and connect with each other. So until next time, mwah,
Bye,
take care.
Katie.